Why? Because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you start making money, please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Money's coming to me.
We had Bill Gross on last night, and I brought up a chart from Apollo Investments, and based on earnings yield and the 10-year yield, a little wonky, Apollo said they believed it was the most overvalued that the stock market has been in 20 years. Bill agreed with that. Basically said, I don't see why stocks should be valued at 18, 19 times earnings.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I mean, like that's some groundbreaking news. We've known that from 2009 to 2022 January, when the whole rally was going up. I mean, when we were rallying, the S&P 500 stocks going up 600%. Think about it. We have about 8,000 stocks out there. So let's take 5,000. Out of 5,000 stocks, we only had 7 stocks moving the whole market up. Till the market goes up on the S&P over 600%, the tech stocks, the NASDAQ, goes up over 1,200%, all because of about 7 stocks. As a matter of fact, not even the 7, about 5 of the 7 that drove. Most of it was Apple and Microsoft. Oh, they're just realizing now the market may be overpriced. Well, maybe you should take a look, guys, at why is it the rally can't move? Why isn't the rally moving? The market stopped dead. Like they're looking for a signal or something. Because the big institutions aren't going to be buying. They're not in here. This rally we just had, I promised everybody that we would have one last rally before a crash. And we got it. In fact, I think the last time we had a short covering rally like this, 7 days in a row, I think we made history here. I think we made history. It's just a short covering rally. This isn't going up because companies are coming up with good earnings, that company are taking money and pouring it into business investment and new machinery and equipment so to increase productivity. That's not what's going on.
This was a short covering rally, but they're not going to be honest with you. Now, listen, this was amazing this morning. This is that dope Bob Pisani on CNBC. Ever see Bob Pisani? Unbelievable. His nose looks like a rolled up garden hose, for God's sakes. How the hell he made TV? He's better off on radio.
All three major averages now riding impressive win streaks. Both the Dow and the S&P are riding.
That's what he says. Impressive win streaks.
All three major averages now riding impressive win streaks. Both the Dow and the S&P are riding 7-day win streaks, making it the longest stretch of gains for the Dow since July and the longest for the S&P since November of 2021.
Wow, that's something. Impressive.
All three major averages now riding impressive.
Impressive. Oh my God. First of all, again, impressive. Are you kidding me? Impressive is if they were riding, if this market was rallying because we had good business investment. That would be impressive. That'd be very impressive. Oh my God. So the other thing, he doesn't mention with this impressive rally that's a short covering rally. He doesn't mention that they don't last. What they call the 50% rule. We talked about that yesterday. He won't tell you that. He's not going to tell you the truth. When you take any stock, I don't care if it's a tech stock, I don't care if it's a bank stock, they're rallying up. Just take the very high for the year, take the low, divide it in two, and the stock's not going to go any higher than halfway up because it's all short covering. The same people who shorted are buying their own stock back to take profits. And you're lacking institutions. The institution money, the hedge fund money, the big bank money, the insurance company money aren't coming in because of exactly what this guy here said.
We had Bill Gross on last night, and I brought up a chart from Apollo Investments, and based on earnings yield and the 10-year yield, a little wonky, Apollo said they believed it was the most overvalued.
Okay, so that's my point. That's the 50% rule. There you go. Here, so example, let's take a stock. I don't know, I'll just pick any one of them out here, I guess. Pick out, let me give you, all right, let's take IWM. That's the ETF 2000, Russell 2000. So let's take the high. The high on that, okay, was at 198, and I'll take the low on that at 162. Now let's split that in half. I'll give you the 50% of that between the low of 162 and the high of about 198. And if you split that in half, the stock will only reach halfway. And it can't go any further than halfway. Here, I'll give you another one. Same thing. If you have, for example, let's take, let me give you a good stock here. Let's take, here, I'll give you this guy here. Let me try to find one that works easy for everybody so we can get that up there. Okay, let's take Microsoft. So Microsoft, same thing. So let's take Microsoft. The low on Microsoft is 310. The high on Microsoft is 362. Divide it in half. So let's say that's around 340. It's not going to go any higher than that 340 before it fails. Those are called the 50% rule. So the reason is because once a stock goes up halfway, there's no more buyers. There's no more buyers. In other words, the institutions aren't there to buy. So any stock that drops, let's say it drops, the stock that drops from 60 down to 30, and then if you think it's going to go back up to 60, no way. The institution buying is dried up. It's dried up. That's why this rally can't last. And so, again, Pisani telling us how, boy, this is great. Wow, what a rally. No, we're going to give all this rally back. And the other thing, too, we don't get the truth. They're not telling us the truth. Okay? We don't give they don't tell us the truth. The government agencies, like the BLS, let's take them. They're the most active. They'll send out surveys, right? They'll send out surveys to ascertain the health of the economy. Well, when there's a downturn in the economy like now, most all of the companies won't fill it out and they won't send it back. They just won't do it because they don't want their information to be out there. These are publicly traded companies. They don't want to send their information out. Say my business sucks. They're not going to do that. So what does the government do? Instead of downgrading, the government takes the position, oh, well, we didn't receive a response from these companies. We didn't receive that response, so we'll just look at it as they're in the same health as the ones that we did receive a response. Can you believe that? So they send out these responses, and the other ones they get back, okay, are companies that are doing well, and the ones that aren't doing well certainly aren't going to send it back. Of course they're not. But then they take the position, well, we didn't get it back from them, but they're doing just as good. They got to be doing just as good. And then the Fed fund rate, are you nuts? It's a 5.3%. That's the rate at which banks loan each other overnight. It should be 7.4%. It should be 2% higher, for God's sakes. And people really think this rally we're having right now is going to last. What a joke. But nobody's going to educate you to it. They're not going to educate you to it. We do. That's what we do here at Phil's Gang. We tell you the truth so that you can turn around and sell it short when the market starts to crash. Hey, we'll be right back with a lot more.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
The feds have raised interest rates again, and AI is the topic of the day. No matter what the financial headlines are, be a successful investor with Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Take advantage of the free 10-day trial for the Working Investor Program. Phil Grandy has put together the tools you need to understand the stock market, with full access to the Phil's Gang website and access to Phil's Pro 2 color-coded charting software. Know with confidence when to buy, sell, and short a stock. Members also have access to Coffee Talk. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern, Phil Grandy talks about what's happening on Wall Street that day. Want to be a better investor? Then take advantage of the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. You'll find many more features and tools for the working investor. After the trial, it's just $59.95 a month for membership. Invest with the best. Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grandy, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Typically, a PE ratio of 14, 15 times is more appropriate. You know, it's true that the market hasn't adjusted to that, and maybe it's a new market this time. It's a new Oldsmobile as opposed to your old father and mother's Oldsmobile. But in any case, I think at 18, 19, 20 times the PE ratios are stretched.
Are stretched? Are you kidding me? That's an understatement. Stretch. And that's why I said the other day, you can't go by fundamentals anymore. Throw those out the window. You got to follow the money. And the biggest problem we're having, why these markets, after we went from 2009 to 2022, and we had that big rally, was all based on, remember, being able to run rates at zero. So that the Federal Reserve, remember, overnight they can loan money to the biggest banks like Citi, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan. They can loan to those banks overnight, at very low rates. And all they kept doing is trying to give these banks, rates that were near zero. And then these banks would loan to companies, to CEOs who could go and reduce their own shares to push their stock price up. And that's how the whole rally went up. We didn't have business investment, and that's why nothing will last. That's why this is going to be one of the biggest crashes, because it's business investment that drives the economy. It's business investment. When you're pouring money into new machinery and new equipment and everything else. And then the other thing is, if you're doing that properly, and people are making more money, then people are saving money. And as I said yesterday, those people who save money, the middle class, they'll start their own startup business, which is the strength of our country. Well, they didn't do any of that. All they wanted to do is run the market up as fast as they could so that the guys on the top would get very, very wealthy. Not the working person, not the middle class. Trying to wipe out the middle class. It's the very, very top. Not just the 1%. We're talking about the richest 100 of 1%. So that whole rally was targeted to make that group very, very wealthy after the crash. And then people thought in their mind, "Well, this is really good. I'm doing well too." No, you're not. You're paying for it now. You're paying for it now. So the problem is, how can this market sustain this rally? It can't. It's impossible. Look, first of all, one of the biggest problems we got right now is, let's take the banks. When banks start shutting off lending,
when they don't put out there any more money, when they don't expand their money supply, simply they don't put out money, loan money to people, that kills the economy. That kills the economy. And that's what the banks are doing now. That's why this crash is going to continue and go down, okay? And the biggest problem, you take the blood of our economy is the regional banks, is the small banks, like Silicon Valley Bank and First Republic and Signature. And remember, they all went down because they had to, admit to their unrealized losses of $50 billion. They couldn't hide it anymore because they didn't have any money to pay their depositors. When the depositors came in and wanted to take money out of the bank, take their savings out, and they wanted to get buy a 3-month treasury at 5%. Who would do that? Why would you keep your money in the bank and get 0.25%, even if that's even high? So they couldn't give the money back to them. They had no money because all their money is tied up in bonds and tied up in mortgages, and they were losing money on the bonds and mortgages because the Fed kept raising rates to fight inflation. And that's the thing, is so stupid. Okay, think about it. How do they fight inflation? Print more money. Well, wait a minute. Printing money to buy bonds to get interest rates down on a 10-year treasury so that you could drive down the rate on the short end, the 3-month treasury, which, by the way, that's the important one, because remember, what do? 8 times during the year, the Fed sits down and decide, what are they going to charge? What is the Fed going to charge the biggest banks like Citi and Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan? What are they going to charge them overnight? And it's pretty close. And it's pretty close to the 3-month treasury. So you have to keep your eye on that 3-month treasury. And the problem is they never raised rates enough. Right now, the Fed rate, what they charge those banks overnight, is only about 5.3%. It should be at least 7%. They have not fought inflation. So they got one hell of a problem with that. Because remember, all these banks, all these regional banks, and there's 180 of them that's in trouble, they got unrealized losses, $600 billion. They haven't realized those losses yet because they put the $2 trillion, the Fed printed $2 trillion and put it in an account called the Term Funding Program, so the CEOs of those banks could go and get money to make sure when somebody came to their window, okay, say, I want to take my money out of my savings, they'd have the money for them. Well, where did they get the money? Well, they had to go to the program, to the Bank Term Funding Program, which ends in March. So nobody's heard yet about the 180 banks that are going under. They're already under. There's a $2 trillion program keeping it alive. And guess what? These are the banks who are taking the biggest hits on commercial real estate. We haven't even seen that. Commercial delinquency, real estate delinquency, has surged to $13 billion. That's a 62-year high. But they haven't had to tell you that they lost money because they're going to the window. The CEO of, let's say, Joe Suckface National Bank, he walks over to the window of the Federal Reserve and he says, oh, I need some money. My depositors are coming in. So they give him the money. They go back to their bank. So, as I say, Joe Suckface, CEO National, will take that money and give it to the depositors. So nobody knows this is going on. Oh, they're going to find out. And that's why I have to laugh when people are saying, boy, this market's going to go back up. Boy, this market's good. It's going. Are you kidding me? We haven't even hit that yet. So we got the commercial delinquencies. We got the banks that are tightening. They're not lending. And we got one of the biggest housing crises ever on our back door. Knocking on our back door. I mean, people don't want to listen to the reality here. But this is an opportunity to make money if you'd only learn how to sell short. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, We make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard. Things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
The Feds have raised interest rates again. And AI is the topic of the day. No matter what the financial headlines are, be a successful investor with Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Take advantage of the free 10-day trial for the Working Investor Program. Phil Grandy has put together the tools you need to understand the stock market with full access to the Phil's Gang website and access to Phil's Pro 2 color-coded charting software. Know with confidence when to buy, sell, and short a stock. Members also have access to Coffee Talk. Every morning at 8:30 Eastern, Phil Grandy talks about what's happening on Wall Street that day. Want to be a better investor? Then take advantage of the free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. You'll find many more features and tools for the working investor. After the trial, it's just $59.95 a month for membership. Invest with the best. Phil's Gang at philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so we've had our rally now. It's called a short covering rally. It's not sustainable. A couple reasons. One is the banks have tightened. They're not lending anymore. No, they're not lending. And when banks stop lending, your economy contracts. People get laid off. Wages become stagnant. Your standard of living goes down. But remember where this all started. This all can be avoided. Remember, this all started when Biden decided that he was going to have the biggest spending bills in history. When he got into office, when he started the American COVID Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, which is a joke because he caused more inflation because of the Inflation Reduction Act. What a joke that is. Because how did he pay for the American COVID Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act plan, the Omnibus Bill plan? How did he pay for those? He had to print money. And when you print money, what happens? That's inflationary. Inflationary. This is unbelievable. That's what put $5 trillion, increased our deficits and debt by $5 trillion, those bills. And we had no money to pay them. No money to pay them. That's where this whole mess started. And then, when the inflation got worse, they decided, let's raise rates 11 times between March 2022 and last July 2023, from a quarter point to 5.5%. That is not enough. Because, you see, you can't be raising rates and at the same time tightening lending. You might just, it's just like taking the oxygen out. I mean, there's no more oxygen in the economy. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? And that's why, again, we have, never mind inflation, we are in stagflation. Why? Because stagflation, remember, is when we have slow economic growth. We have hardly no economic. I get a big kick out. Oh, we had 4.9% economic growth. That is a bunch of nonsense. You know how they rig that number, don't you? Inventory. They use inventory to rig that number. So in other words, if I'm a store, and I went from 1 million sneakers to 3 million sneakers. The government adds that up to, oh boy, you had $1 million worth of sneakers in your storeroom. Now you got $3 million worth of sneakers in your storeroom. That's really, we're growing. The economy is growing. This is what they do. These morons, this is what they do. Can you imagine? They don't count when it's sold, when it's on the shelves, and they play all kinds of games. So we have a slow economic growth. Prices are still going up, and prices are going to continue to go up. Because remember, Biden or the Federal Reserve does not control the 10-year Treasury yield. Emotion controls the 10-year Treasury yield. That's right. When people go to the auction, especially when you take people who lend us, Japan and China, and they look and they see our crediting rate was cut back from AAA, the best, to AA. That means they want higher interest rates because they're worried we can't meet our obligations. You got to be kidding me. So then you take these, again, all of these banks that are insolvent, and let's take a look at our corporate debt. From where we went from zero interest. These people were borrowing money at zero interest rates. And their stocks were going through the roof. They didn't care that their stock went from $50 to $400, that they're way overpriced because the CEO was getting phenomenally wealthy on stock buybacks because he has options.
The board of directors were getting phenomenally wealthy. The hedge funds on Wall Street were getting phenomenally wealthy. They didn't care that the stock went from 50 to 400. Well, that's where we are now. There's no value to these stocks. So how are they propping these stocks up? By making sure they're not aggressive in fighting inflation. That Fed rate, the rate at which the banks, lend to each other overnight, should be at least at 7.4%. It's not. It's at 5.4%. So we're getting deeper and deeper in trouble. What are you, nuts? And 11 rate hikes between March 2022 and July of 2023? That's nothing. That is nothing. And you know why? Because it comes down to politics. That's right. It's hard to get reelected. It's bad enough when you look at remember, the most important rate to look at is the 3-month Treasury. That's the one you want to look at, because that's the one that's pretty close to the Fed rate. Now remember, the Fed rate is simply a rate at which the Fed sits down. They have their meeting, and they do it 8 times a year, and they'll decide how much they're going to charge the biggest banks overnight. In other words, they're going to give the banks money, and they're going to decide what they're going to charge them from one bank to another bank overnight. And they're keeping the rates low. They're not killing inflation. So that fund, that bank fund, that rate that's so important, what they're charging each other overnight, is too low. It's way too low. So why do you think we're shorting oil? And if you're with us, you'd be shorting oil now. Remember, we bought oil, and we bought USO and XLE. Those are 2 ETFs, okay? And if you look at USO, see if I can get it up here. USO, remember, is an ETF. USO is the United States Commodity Fund, and it's the United States Oil Fund. We purchased oil, this fund, back in July 6th, because everything set up perfect for us, because we saw what was going on. Our chart went from red to green because we don't follow the fundamentals. Who cares about fundamentals? We follow the money. Is the big hedge funds buying oil? Are the biggest insurance companies buying oil? This is all we want to know. As long as the big insurance companies, the biggest hedge funds, the biggest banks, and all of a sudden, how do we know if they're buying oil? Because our chart, which we designed, they're ours, our charts, started to turn green. So we bought. And then, all of a sudden, back in October 10th, they started to turn red, telling us the institutions are pulling their money out. They know what we know. We don't have a growing economy. Oil can't hold. And Putin and the Saudi prince, who have been trying to cut production so they could keep raising prices, guess what? They're not bigger than the market. The economy, global economy, is so bad, people don't need oil. So we've been shorting USO. We're doing very nicely with that. That's going down nicely. We started to short all the oil service companies. Like we started to short Schlumberger. Today we shorted OIH, which is the ETF for all oil services. That's a beautiful short. So we're making money as the oils are coming down, the oil services. We also shorted one of our favorites, which is MRO, which is a refiner. So again, you got to be in a position that you know how to sell short. So when you start identifying on charts, see, the truth comes out from the chart. The truth, our charts, the chart will turn red. It will tell you the institutions are pulling money out. I don't care what Pisani's saying. Pisani's sitting there with this bunch of garbage. Oh, look how great the market is. Wow, it's going up. Wow. That means nothing. Follow the money. We'll have some more stocks when I come back. Join my gang, free for 10 days. Go to philsgang.com, click where it says
Want
get
more
started.
information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. There's nothing better than learning from the experts, especially when it comes to investing your hard-earned money.
Hi, this is Phil Grandy, host of Phil's Gang Radio Show. At Phil's Gang and philsgang.com, I have one goal in mind: to help you become a skilled investor in the stock market and find your financial freedom. With the Working Investor Program, you will learn what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. You'll develop skills like selling short and how to profit, even in a stock market crash. This is the real world investing information that will give you the edge to be successful in the stock market. No gimmicks, just real strategies, and I'll make the offer even better with a 10-day free trial of the Working Investor Program.
Once you're in the gang, you're in the know. And with the free 10-day trial of the Working Investor Program, there's no reason not to give it a try.
Become a Phil's Gang member and reclaim your financial freedom. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. So you got to remember that because this rally that happened between 2009 and 2022, that was, prosperity, but we had no productivity. And we're going to pay for that now. But my members aren't going to pay for it. I mean, we're going to pay for it. We go shopping, of course, because of the inflation. But my members will be short the market. Short the market. Give you an example. We were talking about Hershey. Now, Hershey is one of our stocks. In other words, what you'll find out when you join our gang, we have 6 stocks, the same 6 stocks we trade all year long. The same 6 stocks, okay? And then we have bonus stocks, which we have 4 of the best tech stocks, 4 of the best banks, 4 of the best oil, and 4 of the best staples. That's our bonus pool. We only stay within those stocks. This way here, we're focused. We know exactly what these stocks are going to do because we're on top of it. We're zoned into them. If you're all over the place, you can't possibly make money. And the problem is most brokers, not saying all, but most brokers have you all over the place because their job, remember, okay, is get you to buy stocks because they don't make the commissions they used to make, okay? We live in a discount brokerage world, so they got to buy stocks first and then mark them up to you. There lies the problem. That's why fundamentals are worthless. But again, just going back to Hershey, we got a buy signal on Hershey around February 10th, 2023. And it rallied. We had a beautiful rally, Hershey. It went up about, I think it was up about 18%. And then we took our profits because we got a signal that money was coming out. And then when it turned red, Hershey, which was around 261, we sold it short to where we're down about 1.8, which was down about 28%. So we got 18% on Hershey going up. We got 28% on Hershey going down. Now, I'm not saying every one of my gang members made that kind of money because I don't know. I don't know what each gang member makes, okay? So, but we do know this. If they follow us, do exactly what we tell them to do, because every day we give them their instructions what to do. And we stay with the same stocks every day. But that's the problem on their end. If they're not disciplined, 80% of people lose money because they don't stay with the same stocks. Make sure they're the best. And you stay with those same 6 stocks all year long and then have your pool. You have this little pool of about 15 stocks and you'll find the money that you're making, okay, it's going to be it's going to be controlled because not only you're going to make money when the stock goes up, you're going to make money when the stock goes down because you're zoning in on the same stock. So you always know. It's like reading a book. You're not going to start in the middle, right, or start in the back. It's the same thing. When you zone in on a stock, you know you become one with the stock. Like if you play tennis, you become one with the racket. If you ski, you become one with the skis. And that's the thing that people don't understand. People think you're supposed to find some hot market and these dopes on these financial shows every day, right? Always they know what people want. They know people want a hot stock. As long as they keep giving them hot stocks, okay? And if they even hit 1 out of 30, which is about what they hit, 1 out of 30 hot stock, people keep coming back for the hot stock. They don't come back to learn. They want the hot stock. The people who come to us, they want to learn. And what they will learn is the only people that make money in this industry, okay, are the people who deal with the same 5, 6 stocks all year and have a small bonus pool. And they don't go outside that bonus pool. Now, if you don't have time, and a lot of our members don't, then they just do the spiders, SPY. That's it, the spiders. And during the day, all day, we alert our spider group. We tell them exactly what's going on, when to add, when not to add, when to get out, okay, when to take some shares off. And you get alerted during the day. Now, everybody's got time to do that, for God's sakes, and they'll make more money in the spiders than they'll ever make in a 401k that they can't short. Remember, if you're going to follow fundamentals, you're going to go broke. And the other thing is think of this. You got everything going against you. Ever since they went into discount brokerage. I mean, just think of the common sense. If someone's going to buy a stock before you, and then they're going to mark it up to you, you're buying retail to sell to somebody else retail. How do you make money? That's why 80% of people lose money. And here's the sad thing about all this, the buy and hold. Retail investors lose money because they buy and hold.
Because buying and holding, remember, it doesn't work. They ignore the essential investment concept of risk management when using the most failed strategy in the world of buy and hold. So brokers, they introduce their clients, okay, to the buy and hold concept because they have little effort. They don't have to put any effort into it. When they get you to buy and hold, they can go to sleep. They don't need skills. They don't need intelligence. Buy and hold, you think they assign you to somebody that has intelligence? Are you kidding? Once they get you to buy, they just need you to hold your hand. Hold your hand. So when you keep going, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Are you kidding? For the best results, okay, if you stay with the same 5 or 6 stocks and have a little pool of stocks, that's it. But 80% of your money should come from the same 5 or 6 stocks. If you don't have, go with the spiders. But the idea to just buy and hold is insane. And let me tell you what else is insane. This inflation that was brought upon us because of Biden, what he did with those spending programs, it killed us right out of the gate. Think about it. He pushed us into another $5 trillion in debt. And our debt to our economic GDP growth went up 120%. Our ratio of debt, GDP debt to growth, is 120%. What does that mean? That means that every time, okay, that our interest rates, okay, are going to go up 5 points, okay? Every increase of 1%, we pay a higher interest cost of 5 points. So when we have a GDP growth rate ratio, okay, of 120%, it should be 60. So how is this really going to hold? And remember, the president's always feared inflation the most because that was always the biggest fear to the entire economy, to our entire system of government, to our national security. They were scared of inflation. They more so than terrorism or pandemic or the environment. But that all stopped. That all stopped with this administration. But then it's not all this administration's fault. Go to the senators. Go to the gangsters, our congressmen in Washington. They have a committee in Washington called the Senate, House, and Banking Committee, the most powerful committee. And they're supposed to be working for the middle class, for the working class. They're supposed to be monitoring our country's assets, especially our country's budget, so we don't have crazy deficits. Deficits won't let this market sustain itself. That's why we're going to go down. But they're supposed to monitor this, but they don't. Because remember, the budget deficits are linked directly. When they keep spending more money than they take in, our congressmen, that is linked directly to inflation, and inflation is terrible. It's the biggest threat to our entire economy. But they don't do anything. They don't care. They'll do anything to get reelected. So again, we've been doing this for over 52 years. Phil's gang been around for over 22 years. And if all you did is try this for 10 days, so you got just a little bit of education, at the end of the 10 days you decided not to stay with us, and you said, you know what, but I'll stay with the spiders. I'll just do the spiders because I don't have time. Then when you learn how to sell short and go long, do both, what a difference it makes in your financial life. It makes a huge difference. You can't beat these guys. What are you going to do, get some hot stock? Doesn't work that way. Check it out, philsgang.com. Click where it says Get Started, and we'll have you some fun as well. See you on the chart. philsgang.com.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.